What's up, you guys? Welcome to Bully, the only game where you can legally beat children with no repercussions. As I sit in the back seat, my mom tells me that my physical appearance has become too much to bear and that she's sending me to Hogwarts, to which my response was the only thing magical is that blouse of hers. I then give a menacing look to the audience so that they know exactly what I'm about. In the first 3 seconds of me arriving on campus, the game makes it very apparent on what the name of the game is. I get pressed by 3 white-collared workers and I proceed to beat the living crap out of every single one of them, because to me it's very important to just set the tone from the start. I want them to know that I run the school. All 5'3" of me. I cut out the black one because YouTube will take my video down. I then proceed to make my attempt at the hottest girl at school and she flips me off disgustingly. I find out Jimmy is 2% LeBron James, so I use that to my abilities and I ask out another baddie on a date using my skibbity toilet riz. This doesn't work obviously, so she tells me I'm a disgusting creep and I push her in the face and keep it pushing. I take a second to embellish in the beauty of Hogwarts Academy before meeting with my principal. Good thing this isn't a Catholic school or else he would try to diddle me. He tells me that I'm extremely handsome, which throws me off guard, but then proceeds to tell me that I've been a very bad boy and this is my final chance at a high school education. I tell him that I have a lot of interest in some of the females on campus, and he tells me that he does as well. This throws me off guard, but he switches the subject very fast and tells me to go check out my dormitory where all the boys live. He seems to know a lot about the layout. The secretary got a 36% salary increase last year, and I really wonder why. I try establishing myself as a bad boy by sliding down a guardrail, but I get into a beef with one of the older boys. After attempting to apologize, my cowardness takes over and I pop him in the mouth and make a grand escape. Or so I thought, because he chases me down to the local trash can and my first thoughts were that he's ripping me out because he wants me to stay clean at my new school. This quickly turns into a brawl and I think I just started hearing people say that my new nickname is Tyson. Guys, I swear I didn't have my controller in my hand for this part. That was all Jimmy. Some of the older boys find out that I'm related to Conor McGregor and they want to see what I'm about. Please unsubscribe for that, Irish. I honestly don't think that any video game company can make a game like this today. I mean, I'm literally beating the living shit out of an underage little boy and finding way too much enjoyment in it. After fight clubbing my way to the dormitories, we meet Gary Smith, the antagonist of the game, who will definitely be blowing up a country in the next 5 to 10 years with ease. After telling him that I will assist him in being a bad student, he proceeds to show me the rest of the school to help on our assault. Comment justice repeat if you made it this far. I see a little girl getting bullied and man, did they get the title of this video game right. I meet a 36-year-old super senior who puts me in a nuggie and absolutely burns off the last 10 strands of hair I have. So then I rob his locker and steal his size 8 baseball cap. What a win. I get pranked slipping on a banana peel for the first time like a monkey, and then I meet the love of my life, Eunice, and she tells me that someone stole her box of chocolates. I go and find this little prick in the bathroom and give him the meanest Indian burn that literally left smoke in the air. I get word that our faucets lead to Africa, so I do the only feasible thing that I think I can do. I bring the box of chocolates to Eunice and she finds them absolutely lovely. I think she's my first girlfriend. I went for a hug, but she decides to maul my face like a fucking black bear. I'm then introduced to all the cliche cliques at the school, such as the nerds playing Dungeons and Dragons, the preppy boys who are rich as hell, the greasers who are literally just greasers, and the jocks with all their steroid-infused tiny little wieners. My first class is chemistry, and I'm doing my best Breaking Bad impersonation to try to make the greatest potion the school has ever seen. I pass with flying colors due to my extensive involvement in the drug business. My next class of the day was English 1, and I'm not a big fan of William Shakespeare, so I decided to just drop out of this classroom because you really don't need English if you already know the language. Or at least that's what I told myself when I had a 44% in high school. I meet up with my principal one more time and he expresses that he's very upset about the recent nudes that have been going around the school and he really wants me to find out where they're coming from. A little weird, but I oblige. I find the man who's been leaking all the nudes and he's very highly upset that I've been trying to spoil his business, so he shoots me with a marble and I chase him down. This must have been a really big operation because I had to go through about 6 goons just to get to the man. I think they're making some really serious money here with this lucrative business. No wonder they wear the white collars. Absolute scums. I open this garage, but to my surprise, Floyd Mayweather is standing behind me and he hits me with the meanest overhand I've ever seen in my life. So I end up putting this dog down just like Michael Vick in 2012. Staying on the topic of football and dogfighting, my first ever boss fight involves me throwing objects at Davis, just like Tom Brady, and the only difference between the two of us is that I didn't have to deflate my items to make it work. I'm now equipped with a slingshot, which is my very first range weapon, and I totally won't try to take somebody's eyeball out with it. For some reason, this nerd isn't giving me any respect, so I decided to just beat the living crap out of him and make sure that he never wakes up ever again. His mom's gonna get a strange call soon. Another girl tries hollering my name, but it seems like Jimmy's already made some real big haters at the school. Gary Smith has a big plan for me to help take over the school, and it involves just fucking with every single clique that's in the school and just proving myself superior to every single one of them without confining to any of them. And I absolutely love the idea because when I was in high school, I was a complete social reject. Before messing up the greasers area, I decided to test out my slingshot, and it turns out to be an amazing weapon from far range. And as an aspiring school shooter, I decided to get some target practice for the next time I fail my English class. After ruining the filming to Outsiders 2, I decided to return to my American roots and participate in some guerrilla warfare. Jimmy quickly proves that if he was Vietnamese, he would have a kill count of over 500 bodies. I turn into an absolute sniper and just start shitting on the whole football team, and somehow after 4 or 5 kills, they have absolutely no clue that I'm up here, and I just wipe out the whole starting 5. I thought it took 11 people to play football, but I guess not at this prep school. Before going back to the dorm room, I decided to go to the library, and I completely forgot that I'm absolutely illiterate. I must have gotten a blowjob at some point today because instead of just watching this geek get absolutely destroyed in front of an arcade machine, I decided to step in and just claim my 17th kill. Guys, I promise I have no childhood trauma. I got tired of killing other children, so I decided to go to my first art class where my teacher was extremely attracted to me. I decided to just paint her, and I knew it would be an instant A, and I got away with it. Guys, please don't report the video, please. One of my classmates was extremely impressed, so I gave her a bouquet of flowers in exchange for a kiss. I totally didn't bribe her into doing this. Now that I had a girlfriend under my belt, I really decided to start testing my luck, and I pushed this teacher, and he didn't do shit about it. This is when I knew that I was just a fucking savage. Sadly, I'm just a nerd deep down who wants to play Dungeons & Dragons, so I find the leader of the club on campus, and I ask him if I can join. He tells me that if I can escort him to the bathroom without him getting a wedgie pulled on him, I'm in. I end up having to wipe out a couple of those white-collar goons because these little fucking nerds are defenseless little pieces of... Sorry for that, guys. I think I just needed another Diet Coke. But we get Angie to the bathroom successfully, and he makes his way into the stall. And then I hear a couple of noises come from the bathroom, and Jesus fucking Christ, Eunice, what are you doing with that little guy? Well, I don't know if I should shake his hand or fucking call 911. Angie attempts to make some small talk, but I threaten to stuff him in his locker if he doesn't give me my $5, so he pays up pretty quickly. I am so excited to finally play some Dungeons & Dragons. Pistol Pete ends up having a special delivery for one of his girlfriends on campus, and I decided to help him out a little bit. I see this little fat bastard get thrown into a dumpster, and I guess I didn't learn my lesson from last time, and I try to be a hero and save the day. This turns into an all-out brawl, and these guys have unlimited health like fucking Hulk. So I end up running away. Fuck that kid. I'm shocked to see that Pete's girlfriend is the girl that I made out with less than 30 minutes ago. Wow, quite a surprise. Seems to be a popular girl. I then try rizzing her up, and then it looks like a super senior has a crush on her too, so I end up having to kill him to try to win her over. She did tell me that she had herpes, and now it all seems to make a little bit more sense. She then drops the most attractive one-liner she possibly could have.
It's time for me to play doctor with my dolls in a climate-controlled room. So see ya.
I decided to just look on in complete disgust instead of revolting back to her. Fuck this guy. Gary and Pete are having the discussion about a homeless man that potentially lives behind the school, and they think that he might be my long-lost father. I should never have told them that I was a fucking orphan. Little Pete's like, hey man, I don't think he's back here, man. And then Gary's like, shut the fuck up, boy, and you do what I say. And then all of a sudden, just boom. What the fuck is that thing? I now fully understand where they got the idea for Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5, and I think Jimmy genuinely believes this is his father. He instantly attempts to make up for the 15 years of lost time in Jimmy's childhood and tries telling him about all the crazy judo moves that he'll be able to teach him if Jimmy goes and gets him a radio. And due to all the childhood trauma of wanting a father figure, I happily oblige. I use my spidey senses and climb this ladder because somehow I absolutely was 100% sure that there was a radio transmitter on the top of this schoolyard building. I hand it over, questioning my father's intent with it, but I shrug my shoulders and keep it pushing. He then teaches me how to turn into Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali, and I'm very happy he's back in my life. I don't need baseball and catch. He's gonna make me a fucking lethal weapon. Gary Smith is just furthering his bullying with our little boy Pete, and it's really starting to get sad. I think he's a little bored in life. The leader of the Dungeons & Dragons Club tells me that one of his fellow asswipes has lost himself looking for Magic the Gathering cards. And instead of those little fat motherfuckers getting together, they send me to do their dirty bidding. Nerds have always taken advantage of kids like me, and this is no exception. They forced me to use a baseball bat to kill this kid. I'm serious. The next day, I didn't see him on campus. campus. We end up finding the Magic the Gathering cards, and I tell him that if there isn't a decent reward for all my hard work, that I'm gonna bust his teeth in and hang him from the rooftop of the school. He tells me that if I help him escape, that it'll give me a fresh new set of wheels, and suddenly I'm all for capitalism and bullying. This is so much fun. Further proving that sometimes all you gotta do is threaten your way to the top. My father ends up helping out with the escape, and I guess it's just a little alarming that this 50-year-old man made his way onto the school campus so easy. But not to worry, because I get my fresh set of wheels and I quickly forget about that lingering threat. I'm officially a cool kid now, and I heard that if you subscribe, you'll become one too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to see the next one, make sure you drop a like. And if you don't want to see the next one, just make sure you comment saying that Way Breezy is the worst YouTuber on planet Earth. And that'll give me a lot of motivation and not destroy me emotionally. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Later.